Coming to you from Crunchyroll HQ, this is the Gachiakuta After Show, where each week we are talking out the trash and breaking down the latest from the anime series, sharing our favorite moments, and so much more. I'm Leah President.
Yeah, I found this on the ground, and I'm Nick Friedman.
What did you find? Was your name there? Never mind.
You just have to watch to find out.
It's your boy, LeAlec Murray.
Let's enter the abyss together.
Episode 13, y'all. We're past the first core here. We're in a second core.
Yeah, we just passed the halfway point. So season's moving fast, man.
Me when I eat 2 apples.
I'm leaving.
We're at the second core.
Me when I eat half of my sandwich. We've just passed the halfway point.
Except there's no core in a sandwich. Oh.
Yeah, I was speaking to the second part.
Oh, got it. So not as funny.
I'm really sorry that you guys listening have to listen to us argue like this. It's really not fair to you. Episode 13 of Gachiakuta,
You're tearing me apart, Nick.
We are about to get to the recap, but before, we got to talk about what you guys sent in. We got a lot of stuff on Spotify this past week. Leah, do you want to read this first one?
His name is Desmond via Spotify said, "No face turn for Amo, LOL. Didn't expect a tribal thief reference." I think this is directed at Lee.
Hell yeah.
Is this a wrestling thing?
It's a wrestling thing. I'm going to sneak a wrestling thing in there. Shout out to Bronson Reed, who probably doesn't listen to the show, but, had to do it.
If you guys can tag Bronson Reed and let him know that we mentioned his wrestling move, persona?
It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick.
It's a gimmick. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. He still shoots.
All right. Next up,
tribal thief.
Also from Spotify, got one from Sawyer Bierman, who said, "I just realized that Amo's power may play on the subconscious. Reminds me almost of Pakunoda's Nen ability from Hunter x Hunter, where she asks a question that stirs the subconscious and she can see it even though the person doesn't realize it. Anyways, maybe her asking that makes them think about how their love smells and strengthens the effect." Interesting. I appreciate you guys theorizing along with us. You're encouraging and indulging our ideas. And really, that's what podcasting's all about, right?
Speaking of favorite scents, where would you guys go and what would you envision if Amo used her power on you?
Ooh, that's a really, really good question.
Damn, I wasn't ready for that one.
I think when you said that, my brain immediately went to the scent of an ice cream truck. Like when you're walking up to an ice cream truck as a kid and you're getting the freezer sweet smell mixed with the diesel gasoline coming off of the ice cream truck.
That's a very specific smell, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably where I would go.
Man, mine is probably, when Leah asked, the first thing I immediately thought was the smell of a bookstore or a comic shop. The smell of the ink on the paper and brand new pressings and it's just this, especially if you go to newer bookstores now when they have the coffee shops attached now and it's the coffee and then the books and
there's the vibe. Yeah
dude, and who would you be protecting? I'd probably be protecting one of my siblings.
I was protecting the ice cream man.
The ice cream man.
You don't know it yet, ice cream man, but you're in danger.
I love
as Nick is holding one of those deformed Sonic ice cream pops.
Yeah, and a chocolate
what I mean
in
is
the other hand.
What I mean is because everybody envisions Amo as someone that they care about, which is why I was
same answer.
Okay, got it. Just thought I'd clarify just in case, to give you an out.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Anyway.
You didn't answer your own question, though.
Oh, yeah, I would be protecting one of my siblings.
No, you didn't say what you
said. The smell.
Yeah, you said the smell.
Oh, and the smell would be...
dirty feet. Whoa, who said that?
Probably one of the beaches I grew up on as a kid on Guam.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love that. That's really, that's lovely. Sorry, I didn't mean to make a joke out of mine. Your guys' were really sweet.
No,
right,
I can see you there with the ice cream man.
I can
Thank
too.
you.
I thought you were being very serious.
You transported me.
I was like,
so
I can
glad.
smell that diesel and trying to get the ice cream.
All right, let's transport ourselves into the recap of episode 13 of Gachiakuta. Let's go, y'all. Amo, one of my new favorite characters. We get an episode all about her.
I'm gonna say this
whole episode is her backstory.
Trauma.
I'm gonna say this right off top, dude. Like, this is just a hard episode. This was a hard
tough.
one to watch, bro.
This was
Like,
tough.
I cried at least twice, like, through this, because it was just a hard watch, man.
Yep. I mean, I think, at the end of the last episode, we sort of get this story from Amo about how much she loves her mother. Mm-hmm. And then we learn very early on in this episode that Amo's mother sold her to a trafficker, someone who gathers and sells discarded objects on the ground.
A freaking loser freak.
Oh my gosh.
That I'm glad got pushed out of
also-
that damn tower, let me say.
That's a spoiler.
What do you mean we're recapping the episode?
Yeah, but that's at the end of the anyway.
That's at the end of the
This guy has the
recap.
boots.
He deserves
this
to
is
be
where we see
spoiled.
This is where we see Amo's boots from the Watchmen series first. Mm-hmm. And Leah, you spoiled the tower, so why don't you go ahead and take it from here?
So basically, we find out that this has not always been Amo's tower. She has shared it with this trafficker, weirdo, freak loser. And he has basically groomed her from a kid to think that, like, he loves her, that he's taking care of her, that he's somehow, like, a replacement. We see that, like, how poor Amo is so excited to, like, find someone that, like, cares about her, and he totally betrays all of that.
Yeah.
Very manipulative.
Yeah, and so
relationship.
we basically see justice being served after a couple hard watch moments where Amo kind of believes that this is what love is.
Yeah.
And like I said in the last episode, I knew that Amo's power was somehow going to relate to this lonely feeling that she has kind of shown, where she needs, like, people to, like, show this love to her, and it's something that she craves, and it's something that she feels so strongly about that it manifests as her power. So we're kind of seeing, like, her backstory and what's causing her to feel this way, and then all of a sudden one familiar person shows up, and we get a glimpse at a second person. Nick, who is it?
So, two mysterious people show up. They lay out the trafficker.
Beat the bricks off that man.
The first dish
Beat the
served cold
bricks off
moment.
that man.
They give Amo the boots and say, these would suit you better, which love that line. And this is also where the origin of the angels concept comes from, because the masked pair literally fly away.
Yep.
Or at least Amo's interpretation of the events are they fly away, and then the trafficker wakes up. They have a bit of a tug of war over the boots.
Yep.
Our producer said it reminded them of Deagle and Smeagol from Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God!
Fighting over the ring.
It very much was. It very much was.
Yep. And this is where the second dish is served cold, and the trafficker falls to their death.
Thankfully.
False and
I was
quotes,
so
false.
happy. It was the best moment of the episode.
Yeah. And then we fast forward a bit, and the gang kind of regroups. Rudo and Amo kind of have a sweet moment
Really
at the end.
sweet moment. And we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, because that's one of my pools. But the gang regroup, go back, and they're like, cool, we're going to head back to headquarters. After, Amo's like, I'm going to stay here for a bit, but, you guys come and visit.
And it was so sweet.
Yep.
She was like, we're going to come back and see you, Amo. Like, we're going to visit you.
Yep.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Our favorite psycho shows back up.
Jabber.
Jabber comes back and seemingly, like, steals the boots from Amo.
Yep.
And the next scene after that,
I think this is where we gotta go into the dumpster
Yeah,
dive.
we gotta
because
go to the
basically
dumpster
talk
dive,
about
yeah.
these last two moments,
Yep.
these last two reveals of the episode. So let's head into the dumpster dive. We're gonna keep you waiting on that last moment, but the angels.
Yes.
So Leah mentioned they were familiar. One of them is Recto's killer.
We recognize their mask. Yeah.
Yep. And so Rudo's thirst for revenge is sort of, we sort of see that almost like curse-like thing that was being talked about before sort of build in him. And I think this opens up a lot of possibilities for, the conspiracy of Rudo's life on the surface.
And very important point here. Amo says that there were two angels, but only one returned. So now the question is, where did the other one go?
And which one returned?
Yeah, which one came back? Yeah. Also, what's interesting here is seemingly the connection between these angels now is the Watchmen series, right? Because we're starting to see that everybody that they're connected to, or everybody that has seen them, the common denominator here is some part of the Watchmen series, right?
And some kind of extremely powerful, unique ability, whether it's
Right.
Rudo's ability to turn anything into a vital instrument, whether it's Amo's ability to send people to sense-scapes and get trapped there, or these angels, which I guess theoretically their ability is to sprout wings.
So here's question, theory, whatever you want to call it. We kind of see Amo's powers activate for the first time, and she's holding the boots. Is that, do you think, because of the emotional distress, or do you think it's because, or are the boots actually a catalyst for
they activate
what
the
they
X
can
gene?
do? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's like the
think about
difference
that.
between wizard and sorcerer, where like a sorcerer has like an innate ability where it's like, oh, this manifested in me, like how we've seen some of the other vital instruments. It's just something that they had in their life, some event. And
Or
then
they
we
have
have
to
like
channel it
this
or
series that's like, yeah, like a wizard, like studying and like studying the arcane and like learning how to wield magic. This is so dorky sounding, but
Nope, it makes sense.
it's kind of like it's kind of like the difference with like an innate power and something you have to like work for or have a tool for, like
Yeah.
a wand or a staff for a wizard.
Well, let's let us know what you think if you're listening. Chime into the comments and let's speculate together. Let's close out the dumpster dive with the reveal at the end of this episode, which is the big boss bad guy says it's time to start.
But also interesting here is that you see he's also wearing a part of the Watchmen series, and it looks like to be like a shoulder pad or like a jacket or something that has like the emblem on it. So he's also tied to this.
This may be wild. Kind of looks like Rudo. I'm just gonna say that he kind of looks like Rudo.
Rudo
Yeah.
twin reveal.
Could be his dad, like his actual dad.
True.
That's true.
Just saying.
We never saw him die on screen. You know the rule.
That's true.
Again, we don't read the
Pixar didn't
manga.
happen.
We do not know anything. That is just my cold speculation.
Yeah.
But time to start what, right? Like, what is next?
The
I
party.
mean, episode 14 is next, but,
Yeah.
you know, I'm really curious to see where this goes. But, all right, y'all. Do you want to get into the pit poll?
Yeah, because if we keep going down the boss scale, I'm gonna start theorizing a lot more. Let's just go to the pool.
We're going to have to do one long, final episode when we finish the season of, like, everything.
Yep.
Just, like, we'll yap for, like, an hour. Anyway.
Yep.
Pit poll. Lee, why don't you kick us off in the pit poll?
Yeah, even with as difficult as an episode this was to watch and absorb, Amo and Rudo making up, it was a really sweet moment. I mean, listen, Rudo, we still got beef because he was just welling on her, and that's not cool, bro. Like, at all. But Amo, seemed to kind of, understand. She kind of understood that she was like wrong and trying to hurt Rudo and the gang, and then she was like, I get it. You don't have to like really, apologize. Like, I know what you're going to say. And they just kind of have this moment of like, maybe we can help each other grow and learn more about ourselves. And, I thought that was a really like strong moment for both of those characters.
Yeah, I totally agree. Leah, how about you?
Yeah, I would say like I loved the crayon animation style that kind of peppered its way throughout the episode, starting with Amo's flashback. Obviously, like the subject matter surrounding it is like really messed up and scary, and like what it represents to her, like her naivete, and like it's just so misguided, but you have to like appreciate the sweetness of it. But yeah, I thought it was like really evocative of sweet, poor baby Amo's view of the world, and kind of like how there is a part of her that is sort of still a child, and she views the world with this sort of like innocent, optimistic kind of view, which is represented by that crayon drawing style. And I really thought that was great. And I loved Amo growing and finding her strength. That was like a really high point in the episode for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was also one that I really just loved the way that storytelling came to life. I'd love to go back and read the chapter to see what it looked like there.
Like, and I love how they depict how like innocent Amo and Rudo are in like different ways between, the storytelling, like, Rudo with the sweets, or like, Amo like now, and her depiction of like how some of her world is, very Crayola, right? So it's like us knowing more about their characters in different fashions of how they see the world, or like stuff that they're experiencing for the first time.
Yeah, and I think going off of Amo's strength, Leah, her revenge is, I think, also, I hate to even call it revenge, because I think, it's more justice and a reset point for her in this moment where she has some clarity after the fact. And this is also, kind of tied to one of my other favorite moments, which was the first appearance of the angel, when you see the golden wings and how that comes almost in contrast to the more storybook style, where before she was sort of drawing through her trauma, and now it's like she's seeing this truth and reality in front of her, and it's beautiful. And this episode was fantastic. I think it was one of my favorites so far, and I think we all had really good pulls this week. So, man, we're really getting into it.
It was tough to find one this week. I'm not gonna hold you. It was tough to find one this week.
I mean, look, this episode has difficult subject matter. I think I have to give a lot of credit to the original creators, Andou-san and Urana-san, for the care taken in telling this story.
It was done very well. Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. All right, Lee. That's it on episode 13. You ready to take us out?
If we must leave the pit. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Gachiakuta After Show, brought to you by Crunchyroll and the folks over at Sony Music Entertainment. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
The Gachiakuta After Show is hosted by me, Nick Friedman, LeAlec Murray, and Leah President. We're executive produced by Jonathan Hirsch, Joanna Clay, and me. Thank you to our lead producer, Kyla Carnero, our producer, Carlos Solorzano, and our associate producer, Zoe Colkin. Open-Ended Films edited and mixed this episode's audio. Our head of production is Sammy Allison. Special thanks to Tamika Balance Kolazny, and, of course, the creators of Gachiakuta themselves, Kei Urana and Hideyoshi Andou.
We'll be back next week with another breakdown of Gachiakuta. Of course, we'll see you then.
Hell yeah, brother.
I can't wait to see what's next, and there's nothing you can do about it.
0. Later days, y'all.